Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, welcome to the fourth race in this Cup Series, where we will be driving tonight the BMW M2s around Laguna Seca. We have a nice group of drivers, around 21 drivers. Maybe we will have some more. Mr. Jipfall, good evening to you. We are currently in the free practice, where the drivers are preparing themselves for the qualification. And after the qualification we have a 45-minute race with a mandatory pit stop of 25 seconds. And the drivers can choose to get their tire changed for 5 extra seconds. Mr. Croter is currently the fastest driver around with a 1:34.617. And I also saw him in the practice server doing the best lap times overall. In the Cup Series we handle a balance of performance, specially made for the championship standings. So the drivers on the top of the standings, they have the most ballast extra on their car. And that means that the number 1 in the championship got a 40 kilo extra ballast. And every place down got -2. So P1 has 40 kilo, P2 has 38, P3 36, and so on. And our maybe it's fun to get through the top 10 of the championship standings. So after 3 race rounds, on the top of the leaderboard we have Nate, and Nate has a total points of 124 points. And on second place we have Irish with 120 points. Third is Genie, attendant Genie, 36 points. No, sorry, 160 points. He has 36 kilos of extra ballast today. On fourth position is German Wonder. Then we have Matt Sakester on the 5th. 6th is Mr. Albators. Kai is on P7. Then we have Tromikuni, Karpachev and the Durwader. So that's our top 10. And these drivers will have the most extra ballast in this race. On board with Kai, with car number 23. 1 minute remaining of free practice, and then we will go into the qualification round. I hope we will have some close battles. Normally in the BMW races we have a lot of close battles. Very fun car to drive. But as you see now in the free practice, very different lap times also between the drivers. Guy is practicing the pit entry. Always a good thing to do. Ronnie Pony got the 4th time at the moment. And he did not improve. So he will go to the pit also, and we will wait on the start of the qualifying. Matt Sycaster got the first place in the pit lane, I think. First pit box.
Green light, go, go, go.
So we got car number 123 of Albators. It's going to lead the field up on the warming up lap. So we will stay with him. And I think he will be the first driver to set a guideline for the qualification times. What we like to see on XCL is that everyone creates a gap on the outlap. So no traffic jams on the last corner. Up to the corkscrew. To take a lot of curb here. Keep the car steady. But it's a very difficult corner. And a key factor on this track. Albator's making himself ready for his flying lap. Up to the Andretti hairpin. Late on the brakes. Get some curb. Nice corner. To the third corner. As much as curb, but try to avoid the sausage. Same goes for turn 4. And after this corner, corner 5, you have a somewhat like an unseen corner, so you cannot see the apex here. You just need to turn slightly early. Up to the corkscrew. Up the brakes. Lost the car a little. It will cost some time. On to the last 2 corners. And a 1:35.784. And Jipfall took the better time already. And we got McWebb is going for his first flying lap in the 808 car. Nice purple and greenish livery. Pull on the brakes. And Punk takes over the fastest time with a 1:34.743. The fastest time during practice was a 34.221. But the track is fast at the moment, so we have not the optimum track conditions yet. Oh, and he lost the car there. And that's an invalidation. Ronnie Pony, car number 15, already set a time. 1 second off the fastest lap. And Crowther Tune took over pole position, but didn't beat his fastest time yet, because he was the one that set it the fastest time during practice, a 34.221. Let's check on Irish. This is a flying lap. No, his out lap, I think. Or he did cross track limits. Let's see what Irish can do. For me personally, on this track, turn 6 is the most tricky one. You cannot see it that good on the replay modes, but it's really a dead corner. You cannot see the apex. You need to turn before you can see the apex of the corner. Ooh, took a lot of curb, took the sausage, but keeps it on track. So he's still on a valid lap. But I think he lost some time. As you can see on the steering of Irish, Irish is a controller driver, one of the fastest around XCL, and he still improved his time. He's on P5 at the moment, and I see on the radar that car number 14, Thus, is going for his out lap and tries to get a valid lap in. Let's see what he can do. He still needs to set a time. But the fastest time is still a 34.377. Looks clean. Up to the corkscrew. Can he nail this corner? Oh, lost the car a little bit, so that will cost him some time. But he's still on a valid lap. That's important for him because he's the last driver who did not set a valid time yet. As you can see, there's a lot of difference in times. Some drivers are 3 seconds off. And Toss climbs to 18th place for a moment. Is Gypfel still on a valid lap? No, he invalidated it. Let's see, Punk is going for his second stint. And Nate is on his fast lap in the 22 car. He's on P3 at the moment. 4 tenths off the leader. Grotitune improved also with 1 tenth. He's on the 34.209. Fastest time at this moment. Nate running to the finish line and did not improve, or maybe goes for a valid lap now, but he has some traffic in front. One driver just leaves the pit, so let's hope that will not cause any problems. Let's go back to Gypfel, who is going to start his valid lap, but he has some traffic in front. Car number 14 in front is one of the slower drivers on P18. Car number 1 is in the midfield on P12. It's always difficult to get a good position on the track during quali. This car he can easily pass. He did invalidate his lap, and the car in front is still far enough. Oh, and he just dipped his wheel in the sand. Very difficult on this track. When you leave the track, you easily lose your car because of the sand everywhere, sandboxes. Gypfel still going strong. That was a nice corkscrew. Come on, Gypfel. Let's see, car number 86 and car number 8 just lost control of the car. And we have car number 293 is just right behind Gypfel. And I think Call Me Fox can do a lot better. He's normally one of the faster drivers around XCL, but of course the BMW is a very difficult and different car to drive. But I think when he got a clean track in front and around him, he can set a much better time than this. So fingers crossed for Call Me Fox. One minute and 30 seconds left in this session. I'm curious what Combi Fox will set down on the leaderboard now. He can do one extra lap. Yeah, P11. Nice job, well done. Let's check on the top of the field. Albators is in the pit lane, Crowdertune also. And Nate is still on his flying lap. Same goes for car number 808. McWebb is on his final corner now. We have car number 8, the TSV Punk. So running for the finish line. Can he improve? He's on P3 at the moment. Punk keeps the third position. And Nate on P2. Can he improve? He will keep the second position. Metzacaster on P13 for now. Final corner for him. Same time, Irish joined the pit. Genie on the final corner. And keeps P10. Jeep on the last corner. Keeps the same position. Can thus improve. P19 now. No, stays on P19. And Tron Mikuni on P9 for now. Improves one position to P8. Well done. In the top 10. So we have our starting grid ready. And we will have one full formation lap to warm the tires and warm the brakes. And we have some stand time to adjust the setups if needed, of course. And Punk did set the fastest time. I thought. Crowdertune. Do we have a change in pole position? Punk is on pole. So 2 minutes and 40 seconds left before we start the formation round. And we'll be back in 1 minute. And we're back. So the starting grid is as follows. Mr. Punk, TSW Punk, took pole position. Then we have on P2, Competizione, followed by Nate on P3. On 4th position we have Irish. Mr. Jipfo on P5. Albators on P6, Rony Pony on P7. Tron Mikuni on P8.
20 seconds.
Kai on P9. And Atenagini rounds the top 10.
10 seconds.
And we have Call Me Fox on P11. Matt Eddy on P12. P13 is for Matt Sycaster. And we have a teleport to the pit lane. And that's car number 3. That's me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And Marswell is on P14. CD and Wine P15. Lorenzo on P16. Zeep is on P17. Malarex P18. Tas on 19th. McWeb on 20th. And Sir Kilolot on P21. So we have 21 drivers on the field today. Everyone's warming up their tires. We have a track temperature of 31 degrees and 25 degrees ambient temperature. The track is optimum. And the weather forecast is dry and sunny with a little bit of cloud. Punk is leading the field for the formation lap. And as I have said before on the stream, we have balance of performance. So the top drivers on the championship standings have extra ballast to their car. And to specify on this top field, Nate on P3 has got 40 kilos of ballast, because he is the leader of the championship. And Irish got 38 kilos. And Competizione is not on the top, and Punk also not so. Interesting. As we're gonna run through the final corners, where we're gonna look for the lights going to green for the exclusive Cup Series round 4 on Laguna Seca Raceway. And now I see on the stream I did make a mistake. Well, here we go. Punk is leading the field to the start finish line, waiting on the green lights. And here we go, we're off, we're racing, round 4, exclusive Cup Series. Running down the hill to the first corner. And Punk is still leading. No, Punk is on P2. Competizione just took over P1. And as you can see, all drivers are coming through cleanly. Irish already defending against Jipfel. And Punk took over the lead again, side by side, Competizione and Punk. Still side by side. And that's Competizione with a much better corner there. Up to the corkscrew. And that looks clean. Everyone comes through. And Competizione is making a little bit of a gap already on Punk. Iris is defending on Gypful. And at the back of Gypful we have Kai and Albators side by side on the straight. Also behind them Rony Pony and Attending Genie. And we got a crash, I think, on the straight. We missed that. Guy on the inside. Who's later on the brakes? Albators got in front of Kai. Very close racing. As we can see, Competizione is braking, is still 1.7 seconds out of Nate. And Kai is all over the back of Albators. They are running up the hill to the corkscrew. Lost the car. It keeps it on track. Fromikuni behind Genie. And Rony Pony behind Fromikuni. The field is still close. We have a little gap behind P13. A 2.5 second gap. Oh, that's Punk. I think Punk got a collision on the straight on the previous lap. So he dropped back to P15. Maybe we can see the replay after the race. As Competizione also took over the fastest lap from Nate. And he's 2.2 seconds out. Nate's side already. As Gypful S is on the back of Iris. Iris got 40 kilos or 38 kilos extra ballast. So he's slower than Gypful. Gypful is trying to fight Iris. He's next to his rear axle. Bails out. He's waiting on a better opportunity to pass. Up the corkscrew. Marshwall on P11. You got a little train going on there with Call Me Fox, Maddie, Marshall, Metzacaster, Genie, all close to each other. Behind car number 87 from Matt Addy. Trying to get some slipstream going here. Up the hill to the hairpin. Takes a much wider line than Matt Addy. Over the back of Matt Addy here. Matt Addy just dips his wheels in the sand. Goes wide here and Marshall is passed. Well done. And we see Matt Sidecaster already on the back of Marshall at the back of Matt Addy. This is Matt Addy, of course. Up to the corkscrew. And Punk is also already on P13, so he gained 2 positions. and is all over the back of Matt Sacaster. Matt Sacaster also still very close to Matt Eddy. So this is a three-way battle. And I see Genie is making his early pit stop. And he was on P14 as we see Punk next to Marshall. Ooh, almost touched his rear here. And gained another position, so Punk is very triggered to get to the top of the field again. Got a better exit here on Matt Sacaster. Trying to get the car next to him. Matt Sacaster got the inside, and therefore Punk needs to go a little wide. And we see Matt Eddy joining the party with Senior's Wine. And Matt Sacaster got off track. Very nice camera shot. And Punk got a 3.5 gap on Call Me Fox on Pina, and he goes off track. Do we have a crash? It's Marshall. And he got a lot of damage, so he needs to... Oh, he can join the pit now. Gonna take some time. He will drop back to the back of the field. Quote the tune. Still on pole on P1. A big gap already on Nate, 4.7 seconds, and Irish is on the back of Nate, a 5/10 gap, and Jipple still keeping on going strong behind Irish on 4th position, and then behind Jipple we have a 2.6 seconds gap when we meet Kai on P5. And Albators on P7 on the back of Tron Mikuni. I think Genie has left the server. I thought he went for a early pit stop. I think he had some troubles. That's very bad. Call Me Fox on P9. Chasing down Ronnie Pony. A battle for P8. Let's check on this very nice train of cars. Punk in front, Senior's Wine, Matt Sacaster. Matt Sacaster behind. And we got a car off track. That was Punk, I guess. Yeah, Punk went off the track. And I can't switch to Punk at the moment. He left the server. I think it's a kind of rage quit, maybe. Very, it's a shame. It's a shame. very nice to watch him. But of course I can understand his frustration. You see Metzacaster in the rearview mirror of Senior's Wine. And the field is some kind of leveling out a bit, so the race is stabilizing. But Irish is still battling for P2, and that's very impressive because he got 38 kilos extra on this car. As we see Metzacaster on the back of Senior's Wine. Peeking on the inside, and he goes for it. And he got the move done. Nice pass. Later on the brakes. Nice dive. Fully legit. And Tsiep is on the back of Senior's Wine already. Up to the corkscrew they go. As Tsiep is trying to close in on Senior's Wine. I think Senior's Wine and Metzacaster lost a little bit of time because of the battle they had. So that got Tsiep an opportunity to close in. This is also the moment that the drivers are coming in a flow. They are understanding the track, the conditions, the drivers around. And Metzacaster is pulling out. And got a gap to close around about 4 seconds. It's kind of a big gap. As Iris is very close on Nate. Battle for second position. Here you see that the ballast is kicking in. Nate and Iris are, both drivers are on the biggest weight penalty. And Prototune is on, not on the top 20, so he has 0 kilos of ballast. As Nate and Iris are one of the faster drivers in XCL. This is really making the difference. But this also makes the championship very interesting, because the battles and the strength of the field is leveled out, so we get more close racing. And Iris is going on the outside. Almost side by side through the corkscrew. And Nate defends strongly. The whole rear view mirror of Nate is filled with Irish. So Nate must focus. Look forward, not too much behind. Tries to break the slipstream. Let's see if Irish can get his car next to Nate's. Up to the corkscrew they go. Irish later on the brakes. And same as previous lap. Irish a little bit faster into the corkscrew, but Nate keeps it in front. Yeah, let's stick to these guys. The rest of the field is a little spread out. Excuse me. As Tsipan P13 is meeting up with a blue flagged car, I think, yeah, Maladex. And Kai is gaining on Jipful. He's within a second now. Closing up. A battle for 4th position. 26 minutes remaining in this race. What a perfect corner by Kai there. By checking the standings, Kai also got a 28 kilograms ballast, because he is on 7th position in the championship ranking. A little wide there by Jipful. Keeps control on his car. Gap is now 3/10. All over the back. When Kai goes for the undercut on Jipful. Interesting. Let's keep that in mind. And Irish is also into the pit lane. Is mine also. We are on the halfway mark of the race almost. So we need to keep Nate and Irish in mind. The battle for the 2nd position. As Irish is making the undercut, and Kai with Jipful. And for battle for 4th position, as Kai made the undercut, tries to make the undercut. And the leader of the race is staying out and try to keep his flow going. As we see, Gypful is in the pit lane now. So let's go with Kai.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Let's see if Kai made a better pit stop and did a better outlap. If he can take on the pass on Gypful. As car number 89 of Gypful is now moving in the pit lane. It looks like it's gonna be very close. Gypful's now out of the pit lane, running up the hill. There's a way slower corner here. And we got Guy behind. So Gypful remains his position. Well, good job by Gypful. And Nate is still staying out. So Iris is now the leader of the pitted cars. And we will see later on if he will pass Nate with his undercut. As Nate passes a blue flagged car, the car of Metzecaster. And yeah, the whole field is spread out, so no battles at the moment. We are now waiting on the top cars to get their pit stop done as Nate is going in. So we're gonna keep an eye on Iris. And let's see if his undercut works or not. Nate is in car number 22, standing still in the pit lane now, as you can see on the minimap on the below right. I think Iris is too far away. Nate's car still standing still. He's moving now. And Iris is making the final corner on the straight now. Nate is accelerating out of the pit lane. And Iris is now on start finish. I think Nate will... yeah, keeps his position by far. Gained. Make the gap even larger. Well done by Nate. Did some good laps. So that's a solid position for Nate. At the back of the field on P15 we have Thus chasing down Tseep for 14th position. Let's get a little bit of onboard action. And let's hear those brakes whistle. Screaming brakes under the M2. And Tseep's going wide. So Thus is closing in. And we also have Aroni Pony chasing down Albators. Yeah, it's for second position on track at the moment, but of course they still both need to do their pit stop, so they will drop down the grid order a little. Let's go with Albators and then the back cam. It's always nice to see. Certainly when they go up to the corkscrew. Hard on the brakes. And Albators pulls out a little bit. And Thus, yeah, Thus still in front of Tseep at the moment. The leaderboard says they are very close, but they are not. Car number 2 leaving the pit lane, that's Lorenzo. He's a lap behind on Rony Pony and Albators. Let's go to Mac Webb on P17. We got a little fight going on at the back of the field for P16. But we also got... They are also blue flagged, so they are a little... It's difficult to battle then. Ooh, almost touched there. And that was a touchy. Keep it clean, guys. Side by side. McWeb still behind Circular Lot, but got a better set. His car next to Circular Lot. Side by side through the corner. Ooh, goes for the dive. Big dive. I'm not sure if this is... yeah, he gives the spot back. Very nice, very good. And S3 just missing out on the battle between Kai and Gypful. Kai is just made the move done on Gypful, took over P6, and Gypful lost the car into the barrier. And yeah, this is just lost his fight with Kai. So Kai is on P6 now, and Brony Pony stays out as Albators goes in. So P2 for Ronnie Pony at the moment, but surely he will drop down when he makes his pit stop. And McWeb and Circular Lot still battling it out into the corkscrew. Circular Lot goes off the track and McWeb goes in front again. Thus trying to close in on Tseep for P13. As the leader of the race is in the pit lane making his pit stop, but he has created a big enough gap to keep the lead after his pit stop. Das is getting closer and closer to Tseep. As Ronnie Pony is in the pit lane, so let's check on Albators. Those two, Albators and Ronnie Pony, were battling a few moments back. And Ronnie Pony's car still standing still in the pit lane. It's moving now. Looks like this is going to be very close. But I have said that before, so I could be wrong. You see the blue car on the left, the blue back, that's Ronnie Pony. And Albators. This is going to be very close. And Ronnie Pony is ahead of Albators. So with all the pit stops being done, this is your leaderboard at the moment. Only 16 drivers left. So we got some people who crashed hard and didn't want to drive out this race and quit the server. So we have McWeb on P16. Got car number 293 in front. So I think McWeb is a lap behind. On P15 we have Malarex in the black number 5 M2. And lets the faster drivers by. Thus on P14, still battling with Zeep for 13th position. And we have Lorenzo on P12. Seniors Wine on P11. And then we have the top 10. Matt Eddy on P10. Call Me Fox on P9. Albators P8. Ronnie Pony on P7. From Mikuni only 1.3 seconds away from Jipfel. So that's gonna be interesting. Jip on P5, Kai on P4. Iris on 3rd, Nate on P2 and our race leader Competizione. Competizione is doing a very strong race, consistent. And Buzz and Cheap still close to each other. Still battling for 13th position. Albators is again closing into Ronnie Pony. A second away. Now 1.4 seconds. Was very late on the brakes into the corkscrew. Toss is running wide. Too bad he's if he gets his exits good, he maybe has the opportunity to make a move on Zeep. Our race leader still going strong. And Iris on P3 with a 1.5 second gap on Nate. Still possible. Still doing his best to gain. Well done by the blue flag car there. And as you see, Iris is gaining again. But the car in front is a blue flagged car. And he can pass him cleanly without losing too much time. And Nate in the white 22 car. One second. Iris is closing in.
Alright, man, leader is on the final
Final
lap.
lap by our race later. As Iris is pushing all he got into this last lap. As Nate got a blue flagged car in front of him. Oh, he goes out of the way. Well done. Oh, Iris. And here we got our race leader for the last time up the hill to the corkscrew. Last few corners for him. Very solid race. This is your race winner of the XCLusive Cup Series Round 4. Rauto Tune. Running down to the finish line. GG. This is your winner. Here we got Nate and Iris. P2 and P3. Kai, also very solid race by him. Gained some positions, I think. P4 for him. Congrats, GG. Ron Mikuni taking home 5th place. And Jipfall with a heavy damaged car on P6. Still decent race by him. Ronnie Pony P7. Albators on P8. Call Me Fox on 9th. And then we got a little gap to Matt Eddy, who's going to close out the top 10. So congrats to all you guys. I'm trying to save the replay so that I want to see what happened in the first laps. Yes, we did it. So again, congrats to the podium finishers. Corotitune on P1, Nate on 2nd position and Iris on 3rd. It was a very interesting race to watch. Much battling at the beginning of the race. Then the race settled, but we still got some good fights, some undercuts, overcuts. So GG to all. Our next race is on the 26th of November. So next Tuesday. Then we will go to Misano and we will drive the Porsche 992 GT3 Cup car. Always a very fun car to drive. So I keep the stream going and let's check on the replay. something happened here with Punk. Oh, I think he's his pedals disconnected or something like that, or his wheel. He got some hardware problems. Okay, well that's what I wanted to check. So, no collisions. Bad luck for him. So that's why he left the server. Well, everyone, thanks for watching, and I see you guys next week. Bye bye.